it's Jessie here from Black Cats and Cards, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about coffee magic and how I make my morning or afternoon cup of coffee just a little bit more magical from start to finish. This is the first time that I'm going to try to use sort of like B-roll, so bear with me if this is terrible, although if it's really bad I probably won't upload it, to be honest. I was planning on filming a different video today, but I have to work out some of the kinks first because I want that video to be really good for you guys. So we're going to do this instead. So grab a cup of coffee or wait until after the video to make your cup, but grab yourself a little drink and let's get started. So the first thing that I do when I make my cup of coffee is I get out my scale and I weigh out my coffee depending on what brewing method I'm using. Today I was using the American press, so I weighed out, I believe it was 23 grams of coffee beans, and I go away to wet the beans with a little bit of water. I have in the past used moon water to do this. This just stops the ground beans from getting staticky because the burrs of my coffee grinder are metal, so sometimes they can get a little bit staticky and then you end up with coffee beans everywhere. But I go through the grinding process. My coffee grinder grinds clockwise, so I like to put my intention into the grounds as I'm grinding away. After my beans are all ground up, I will put them into a Kruve coffee sifter. As I'm sifting through the coffee, I like to imagine all of the negativity, that negativity sifting through into the bottom, and I'm not going to steep that into my coffee. This also just makes a better tasting cup of coffee, and energetically I think it's much improved. This is something that I've started doing more recently, and I've very much been enjoying it. So I sift through, get rid of the negative energy grounds that are too small on the bottom. I usually compost those. And then I go ahead, while I was actually sifting the coffee, I had my kettle heating up to 195 degrees Celsius. You don't want your water to be too hot or it will burn the coffee and it'll taste not great. So I did that. I poured in my water into the American press and put my coffee in the top, and then I wait for 3 minutes. After the 3 minutes goes by, I push down slowly, putting my intention in, and it is quite mesmerizing to watch the water at the bottom turn into black coffee at the top. And then I just pour my cup of coffee into my favorite mug, and with this method, sometimes there is still a little bit of coffee grounds in the bottom, so if you see I'm pouring quite slowly, so I'm trying not to get any of the grounds in the actual coffee. You can actually pour it through another filter. Why are words so difficult? Maybe I should drink some of my coffee. You can actually pour it through another filter, like a paper filter or something like that. That will get rid of the remaining grounds in the bottom, but I just like to pour slowly, and I usually don't drink the very, very bottom of my coffee. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole process. If you add milk or sugar into your coffee, you can stir them in clockwise for putting intention in and drawing something towards yourself. You can stir them in counterclockwise if you want to repel something away from yourself. And if you're using milk and you've practiced scrying, you can actually scry with the coffee and the milk. So as you're pouring it in, you have to watch. It'll happen really fast, but you can watch and see if any images come to you from that, and you can interpret those messages. So that's a really cool way of doing that. Yeah. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this short little video, and I hope that I figured out the B-roll and stuff, and I hope that this part is all in focus. I hope that you guys have a great day, week, month, and year. Love and light. Bye.